Okay, thanks for accessing the co-marketing strategies here. My name is Ryan Hartman with BondStreetMortgage.com. Copies of these slides and all the examples will be sent to you by email in a few minutes, so be sure to check your email and reply to the question I'm probably going to ask you there. Sometimes that can land in spam. Check your spam if you don't have it. Anyway, what's going on with co-marketing? Current landscape, of course, is that it seems like coaches are telling agents to hit up lenders for advertising spend. This works out okay, but it's a bit indirect in terms of getting business for both parties, and can be a little scary with all the legislation stuff going on right now. The other thing that's going on, of course, is Zillow has their co-marketing program. Not sure where that's at when you're watching this video, but there's some questions there. So the theme here is a few ideas. It was probably 5 or 7 on the landing page you just tapped into. Strategies, digital marketing strategies you can use to co-market agents and lenders. And I'm just going to share some of the stuff we've been doing here at Bond Street, and feel free to reply to my email if you have any questions or need help executing any of this. Strategy number 1, cooperative email signatures. I don't see a lot of people doing this. We do this here and there where the lender puts a little, like a need a good agent call to action to the agent's website, And here's an example. I'll bring it up on the screen. This is kind of small. Here we go. So basically, this is a PS you could add, a lender might add to all their emails. It says, have you found a realtor to help with your home search yet? If not, hit reply, and I'll recommend somebody good in your area. I work with lots of agents, some great, some bad. Let me help you get matched up with one of the good ones. All right, so that's an example of a signature. You can do whatever you want, something along those lines to help generate leads for your agents as a lender. Now the agent could place something like this as their PS in their email signature. So let's let this load. Okay, fix that broken link. It says, PS, the first step in the home buying process is to get pre-approved for a mortgage. Click here to get a fast approval from one of my trusted partners at Bond Street Mortgage. So there's an example of an agent linking over to the pre-approval page of a lender. So cooperative email signature, strategy number 1. Strategy number 2, a little bit similar. And this one is drip email swaps. Most of us these days, both on the lender and the agent side, have drip email campaigns going out. What we can do is put content in each other's drip campaigns related to each side. So as a lender, we can pepper in things about the home buying process, calls to action, how to find a good agent, things like that, right? Sort of like what we just did in the drip email signature. And on the agent side, the agent can put mortgage content in his or her drip campaigns. Now here at Bond Street, we have bondstreetmortgage.com/agents, where we have a mix of sort of tactical marketing stuff like what you're watching right now. But you also have a bunch of stuff here that you can share in your drip campaigns or just blast email out to your agents. So if you want to grab some of this stuff and put it in your drip campaigns, that would be a good example of integrating rich mortgage content that drives leads to your mortgage partner into your drip campaigns. And of course, you could work with us or whoever your current lender is to do the same on their side, where you would pepper in information about the home buying process from an agent's perspective or how to find a good agent, things like that. Okay, so that's strategy number 2. Integrate each other's stuff in your drip emails. Strategy number 3, this one's a lot of fun. It's a little more technical to execute, but it's extremely powerful if you want a really solid relationship between agent and lender, and that is cooperative webinars where the agent and the lender create a recorded video like the one you're watching right now. It could be live or it could be recorded like this around a specific topic, and then together contribute advertising dollars to promote the webinar, maybe with Facebook ads or Google pay-per-click or something. So let me just show you a few examples of topics here. I'm just going to open a few of these links. Again, these will be in your email so you can actually take your time and look. But here's a case study I recorded with an agent in South Jersey. We talked about how to get started investing, and we're generating leads directly through this funnel for both of us for about $10 a piece, right? To where people opt in to watch that video, then they hear both of our voices in the webinar here. I'll show you the beginning. Okay, how's it hanging? Ryan here. Okay, and I went straight to the case study. I'll give you a link to the actual webinar here. That's a little bit of a mistake, but it's basically a webinar where the agent and I are talking slide by slide about how to do that, and you can check your email for that link. You'll have that example. Second example, VA, right? So you could do a webinar about the VA home loan program where you both, maybe the agent hosts a lender or vice versa, and you guys talk about the home buying process there. We have one that is for reverse mortgages, won't waste time showing you that. You can click the link later. And then it's very easy to do a first-time home buyers seminar. Of course, that content pretty much writes itself if a lender and an agent get together. And you'll get a link here where we actually did a Facebook Live where it was in person, where everybody was in the same room and then drove Facebook traffic so that all the buyers, we created a special fan page called New Jersey First Time Home Buyers, and then all the buyers could come and watch this live. And this is actually, it says 93 people reached. This is just one of the places we had this post. I think it actually broadcasted live on our main fan page, and we had hundreds of people, maybe thousands, who saw this, and it was a very effective way to go. So that's an example there of a Facebook Live sort of webinar, cooperative webinar between a lender and an agent. Let me bring this back into focus here for you. And we'll go on to strategy number 4. And this one is cooperative website banners, where the agent rotates lender's offers on his website and the lender rotates agent banners on her website. Now, banner ads can be ignored a lot these days. People see ads everywhere, but if you're strategic about where you place them, you can get high click-through. So I'm going to show you my favorite place to put banners on websites these days, and that is at the very top of the site. This is my brother's site. It's a screenshot. And he's got a first-time homebuyers webinar ribbon up at the top that goes over to a recorded first-time homebuyers webinar, and it actually tracks back to him. If somebody clicks on that, we'll know that he referred us to lead. It's a little bit sophisticated, but it's very powerful. We know that these bars at the top will get a lot of traffic, so you can get with your lender if you're an agent. Maybe ask them if they have any content. You put that at the top, and then you can get the lender, of course, to reciprocate and do something similar. And I can't even remember what our example is here. Let me click on this from the other side. Okay, right, something like this. The banner just says, need an awesome agent, like you just saw on my brother's site at the top of Bond Street. We would click over, and you'll probably, by the time you watch this video, see this live at bondstreetmortgage.com. We have it on, off and on, depending on what we're doing, but basically do calls to action that offer your agents who are visiting your mortgage website your service, referring them to somebody. You can either directly link to an agent you work with, or maybe if you work with a few agents and you don't want to upset anybody, you just do a call to action, maybe direct them to a page where you have them fill out a form or tell them to contact you, and then you'll recommend the right agent for them that they work with. So similar concept there. Header banners, very good strategy, very affordable and easy to execute. Again, right? We're not asking each other to spend $500 a month, $1,000 a month on Zillow. All of the things I'm showing you so far can be pulled off very affordably and will integrate nicely into the flow of what you're already doing. And then finally, number 5 here, a little more advanced, but very, very cool, and that is retargeting. If you're not familiar with retargeting, it's where you visit a website and then ads for that website start to follow you around everywhere. Well, we've taken it a little bit further here at Bond Street, where we have situations where lender and agent can add pixels, retargeting pixels, to each other's websites. So for example, if somebody lands on an agent website and they're searching there, we know that that person's probably going to need a mortgage. So then we then start retargeting with some videos related to getting a mortgage pre-approval. We have a playlist right here that you'll get in your email when you get the slides, and you can see examples of this. If you're familiar with YouTube, skip this ad. You're watching a YouTube video and you have to skip an ad to watch another video. That's one place we would show. We'd also show videos like this directly in the Facebook streams of people who are visiting the agent's website. So the lender's retargeting video might look like this, and then vice versa. We might allow agents to retarget some of our traffic on specific landing pages, or maybe we rotate pixels here. But here are some agent retargeting videos that could be placed on an agent's site. And we use a similar service here. Try to keep it light and fun, right? And here's Joe Oz, an agent we work with. And he's got a Need a Bigger Place ad right here. So if we were running, for example, we might run Bond Street a pay-per-click ad in the specific markets that this agent is in, and we would drive it to a landing page to apply for a mortgage. Right now, we'll know that when we run that ad, we could do our mumbo jumbo programming in the back end, and we could say, hey, if the traffic is coming from this agent's market, well, let's show his retargeting so that he can then start to show ads to our traffic. And that's kind of it. You would basically swap retargeting pixels here in strategy number 5. I understand this is pretty advanced. Again, contact me, Ryan at bondstreetloans.com. if you have any questions about how to pull this off. And I'm just going to touch upon a few other non-digital strategies just because they're kind of fun. There's a lender here at Bond Street who was telling me about his pie giveaways with another agent in the market. And he says it's very, very powerful. So, you can do public events together. It's kind of old school, but just to remind you, that is a strategy. I'm sure you've thought of that. Special financing sign riders, right? Where maybe you're leveraging the listing inventory of your agent partner, right? But from the agent side, because the rider is on the house and it's something like special financing, it generates more phone calls, then you sort of have a built-in ISA with your lender who's going to answer those phone calls and then get the lead back to you when people call off that sign. In-office kiosks, right? You could put maybe in each other's offices, probably more applicable to a lender putting a pre-approval kiosk inside of an agent's office. Mall kiosk, where you share the rent to have a spot in the mall, and both sit there, similar to like an open house where agent and lender might attend. Mall kiosks, from what I've seen, can yield very positive return on investment. So if you rent a mall kiosk together and take turns staffing it or staffing it at the same time, you might find that it really returns nicely based on what you're going to pay monthly rent to a mall. A lot of those malls are struggling these days. They're finding it hard to rent out that commercial space. You might find a really good opportunity there. And then finally, customer service ISA calls to each other's leads. A lot of people are doing this now. Might be something you want to be careful about with all the CFPB stuff, but it is something to consider where instead of going and hiring a third-party ISA, maybe the lender agrees to do customer service or basic calls to the agent's leads and vice versa. But again, I am not a lawyer, not advocating anything that's going to have you break the law. Just look into this before you actually go and do it. It's just a thought and a suggestion, something to look into. And that's it. So don't want to keep you long here. Like I said, we're right about 12 minutes. What to do next? Go ahead and check your email. We sent these slides to you so that you can click the individual links I just showed you. And of course, reply to the email if you want to work with us here at Bond Street on any of these ideas. If you're an agent, we'd love to execute some of these strategies with you. If you're a lender, we enjoy working with competition. We're not licensed in every state. You might be watching this in a state where we can't service people. So let's just touch base. Let's have a conversation. Maybe you're thinking of making a switch soon. We'd love to recruit you here and help you execute some of this stuff. But otherwise, just reply to that email. Tell me what you thought of this. Maybe we just, become friends and have a conversation going moving forward on the referral side. So if you're a lender, don't be shy about stealing some of these ideas and using them or joining us so that we can execute them together. If you're an agent, please do reach out. We'd very much enjoy the chance to work with you, earn some of your business, and vice versa. All right, have a good day.